Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something maybe unexpected. How your choice in radio-controlled cars, yeah, RC cars, might actually signal your politics.
It sounds niche, doesn't it? But the sources we looked at suggest there's this real pattern, this kind of great sorting, even in hobbies.
Okay, so what's the core idea here? Lay it out for us.
Well, there's this persistent stereotype. You hear it online, you see it in forums. Tamiya fans, the Japanese brand, they tend to lean liberal. Traxxas fans, the American one, often lean conservative.
Tamiya, liberal, Traxxas, conservative. Huh. Our mission today is to unpack why that stereotype even exists, looking at the companies themselves.
Exactly. It's rooted in their history, their whole philosophy, their ethos.
All right, let's start with Tamiya. They're Japanese, known for kits, right? Not just ready-to-go cars.
Precisely. Tamiya is all about the art of the build. Think meticulous detail, scale accuracy, hundreds of tiny parts you have to assemble yourself. Painting, decals. It takes serious patience.
So it's the process, the craftsmanship.
Yeah, that's the signal. It values the journey, the technical skill, the aesthetic pursuit over just bashing around immediately. Their late chairman, Shunsaku Tamiya, even said, it is important that they make them with their own hands.
Okay, I can see how that focus on detail, patience, maybe even global perspective with historically accurate models fits a certain archetype. The globalist craftsman, maybe?
That's the connection people make. It aligns culturally with valuing knowledge, process, maybe a bit of that perceived liberal elite focus on refinement.
So if Tamiya is the detailed patient builder, then Traxxas must be the opposite. How did they become the counterpoint?
Traxxas, founded in Texas, completely flipped the script. They pioneered the ready-to-run vehicle.
RTR.
Oh, so in the gratification.
Pretty much. Buy it, charge it, drive it, hard. Their whole thing is power, speed, durability. Think huge jumps, bashing, going fast right out of the box. Their motto is literally the fastest name in radio control.
It feels very different. Very American almost. It is. It's populist. They bypass the whole complex kit-building scene, which some saw as, well, elitist. Traxxas marketing leans heavily into American motorsports, monster trucks, drag racing. It's about immediate action, raw power.
So that emphasis on power, results, accessibility, that resonates with the rugged conservative idea. Action over contemplation.
That's the cultural alignment, yes. It values immediate results, strength, and kind of rejects the perceived complexity or fussiness of the kit builders.
But hang on, isn't that a bit too neat? Like maybe you just want a fast truck and don't have 40 hours to build one. Does that automatically make your choice political?
That's a fair point, and it's where we need nuance. This whole split, it really took off with the RTR revolution in the 90s and early 2000s. It created these two camps, builders and bashers.
Okay.
But crucially, not every brand gets pigeonholed like this.
Ah, so there are exceptions to this Tamiya Traxxas rule.
Definitely. Think about the pure racing brands. Associated Electrics, Schumacher, even Kyosho to an extent. Their focus is different.
How so?
It's all about performance. Objective, measurable speed, lap times, winning races. The culture there is meritocratic and technical.
So they're like the apolitical technocrats. The stopwatch doesn't care about your cultural values.
Exactly. The community values optimization, tuning, driving skill. It's purely about being the fastest, not about the style of engagement like building versus bashing. They kind of sidestep the whole cultural sorting thing.
Interesting. But even within the basher world, the RTR world, isn't there another player? What about Arrma?
Ah, Arrma.
Yeah.
Good point. They're kind of the challenger brand to Traxxas. They position themselves as the high-performance value basher. Meaning they offer similar, sometimes even more, speed and durability, but often for less money. They attract people who love the power and bashing, but maybe they don't want to go with the dominant market leader. There's an anti-establishment vibe.
So like a libertarian-leaning basher.
Yeah.
Performance per dollar over brand dominance.
You could almost frame it that way, yeah. It's another layer, prioritizing individual value assessment over just following the biggest name. Shows how detailed these consumer identities can get, even for, a toy truck.
Okay, so pulling this all together, the RC car itself isn't political, obviously, but the choice of brand, the community you join, it acts like a cultural filter.
Right. Choosing a Tamiya kit versus a Traxxas RTR isn't just about plastic and electronics. It becomes a shorthand for declaring what you value. Process versus outcome. Global perspective versus national pride. Maybe even perceived elitism versus populism.
The vehicles are neutral, but the communities and the identities attached, they mirror bigger things.
Precisely. And that leads to the final thought, the really provocative thing here. If deciding between a tiny Japanese tank model kit and a big Texan monster truck reflects these deep cultural currents, then suddenly, a conversation about the price of a hobby-grade truck isn't just about cost. It can get tangled up with feelings about trade policy or manufacturing origins or even political figures. It shows how even the smallest, most niche hobbies can become these little arenas where the grander cultural divides of our time play out.
Wow. So even bashing an RC truck in your backyard isn't entirely separate from the bigger picture. Food for thought.
Definitely something to think about.